Baby Gates 101. Today's picture is from Kim. She's a follower out of Reno, Nevada, and she would love to get rid of this pressure gate, and she'd like a nice, clean looking retractable gate, but there's three things standing in her way. First off, how do you attach a baby gate to a metal railing? And you want to do it with no screw holes, so I'll show you how to do that, regardless if you have metal or wood, works for both. And then down below here, there's no spot to attach the baby gate, and all baby gates attach in 4 locations. So if you can't attach the lower part here, it's never going to be secure. And then you got the tripping bar down below. We'll get rid of that, of course. And then on this side is the base molding, and everybody struggles with this. The base molding sticks out further than the sheetrock. You never want to attach directly to the sheetrock. So I'm going to tell you how to get around all these. If this is your first video of mine you're watching, hey, I'm George, and I'm a carpenter who niched down and started a business doing nothing but baby gates. And I've done thousands so far. And I'm going to put a lot of examples here on YouTube so I can help families all over get baby gates on the tops and bottoms of their stairs. So I'm going to show you how I would solve each one of these problems. So that way you could install a quality retractable baby gate with no tipping hazard down below, and a gate that could be completely out of the way when it's not in use. And if you follow along step by step, you'll be able to install this retractable gate on either side of the wall. I mean, that makes it pretty convenient. My customers, they really do love these gates, and they're the only ones I install. And with the thousands and thousands of baby gates I've installed, I have never installed a pressure gate. I mean, the obvious bar down below, that's a tripping hazard. I mean, who in their right mind would put those on a set of stairs? And then people don't realize the damage they cause. They cause the most damage. Look what it does to your sheetrock. And then, not to mention, over time, what it'll do to your floor. So let's figure out attaching to this metal rail. So here's what I use, these pressure clamps. These clamps are available in all different sizes to fit all kinds of railings and newel posts. For a metal rail like this, we'll use the smallest size clamp, and they install very easily. Just wrap them around your railing and tighten them up. But because of the position of this railing on this step, it's set back a few inches. So what we're going to need to do is stack these clamps together, just like this. You can see in this picture, I used 4 clamps, so I could bump out this bracket to accommodate that lower step. So for Kim's example, we're going to need 6 pressure clamps in my opinion. 3 for the top, 3 for the bottom. And you're going to build them out just like I did here. And this way we could get past that first step. Each clamp is about 3/4 of an inch thick, so you need to add up how many you're going to need for, your particular scenario. But again, for this one, I think 3 top and 3 bottom. Now, with all those clamps stacked up together, they're going to get you almost past that bottom step. All you need to do is buy one piece of 1x3 from Home Depot. If you go to the molding aisle right along here, down below, they already have them pre-cut. So you don't have to buy a long 8-foot length. And then you're going to attach this piece of wood to the clamps. So this way you're going to have a nice flat surface. And with a nice flat surface like that going top and bottom, you could install any style baby gate you want. Take a look at these similar examples where I attach a piece of wood to the clamps, so we could get around all types of scenarios. Now, when you pick out your new baby gate, a retractable gate is the way to go for this scenario, but some retractable gates, they do get a bad rap. People say that they're cumbersome or not very secure. And in my experience, it's usually because they bought a low quality gate, installed it incorrectly, or both. Now, my customers love their retractable gates. They're easy to use. They're completely out of the way when they're not in use. So when you pick out your gate, you got to get yourself a quality gate because you're going to be living with this baby gate for years. So get yourself a quality baby gate. It really does matter. And I'm just going to give you a quick tip. If you're shopping on Temu, you're doing it wrong. So again, pick up a quality gate. If you need help, all the links to the products I mentioned, the clamps, my favorite baby gates, they're all in the show notes below. Amazon links, nice and easy. And then you could check out my other videos. I give you all different scenarios. We do the tops of the stairs, the bottom of the stairs. I'll make the gate look good. We could hide it behind the newel posts. I mean, check this out. Look how cool this is. I mean, it disappears. So if the front of your house looks like this, I'll show you how to get that done. I'll do the deck outside and even spiral staircases. I got videos for that too. So let's do the other side now. We have that base molding and everybody struggles with this. Everybody does. Here, I'm going to show you how to do this. So simple. Okay, on the opposite side, we have the base molding and everybody struggles with this. Baby gate manufacturers always tell you put one bracket over here at 4 inches and the other one at 34 inches. One lands on the sheetrock, one lands on the base molding. Very frustrating. Here's the easy workaround, 2 of them. First off, pick up another 1x3, paint it to whatever color you like, and then just run it right along the side of the wall wherever you're going to install this baby gate. Gives you a nice flush area. You can install anywhere in any style baby gate. Right there, sticks out the same width or thickness as the base molding. Nice and easy. My second option, and this is what I do for my customers, are these decorative blocks. So if they're asking you to put a bracket over here at 34 inches, you mount it accordingly. The other bracket goes down low. If that doesn't work, then of course you just put 2 of them on. Nice and easy. Oh, one thing you should do before you screw them to the wall is a couple pilot holes right there, so that way you don't split the blocks. And if you don't want to find the stud, or you can't find the stud, you only want to try to find the stud, check out my other videos. I show you a great workaround. It goes into detail how you'll never have to find the stud again. All right, here are some pro tips now. This is going to save you some frustration and potentially thousands of dollars. The first one, dollar store item. This little piece of furniture felt. And you're going to stick it underneath your baby gate. You know, picture your baby gate. It's going to be rocking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth on your floor in the same spot for years. And repairing the floor, that'll cost you thousands of dollars. So don't skip this tip. Pick up the little furniture felt. You'll be glad you did. Okay, next tip. When it comes to painting your clamps, you want to do it ahead of time. Don't try to paint them in place. That's a messy job. It never works. And hey, if you're finding any value here, would you hit that like button for me? It really does make a difference, and YouTube will promote my video to other parents and they'll get some cool baby gates too. I'd appreciate it. So as soon as your clamps come, go ahead, get ready to paint them a few days ahead of time so it's nice and dry, but you don't want to use a paintbrush, whatever you do, because if you use a paintbrush, it's going to get right into these little threads here, and then you won't be able to get the bolt rethreaded. Believe me, I made the mistake. Easiest way to go about it? Spray paint. Nice and easy, paint and primer all in one. This is the way to go. Do it a few days ahead of time. That's it. All right, my friends, good luck with the gate. See ya.